Hello, welcome back to the Forecast podcast. So today we have me, Carlos cut out, and we have Marcos again. Woo! Yay! Woo!
Hey, welcome back, guys.
We wanted more people to be on here, but sadly, the people that we know are currently unavailable.
Unavailable.
Yeah, but
Uh, but we'll try on the next podcast, I guess. We'll
yeah,
we'll
we
make
will
them.
try.
We'll make them. Then, I kid. So, anyways, welcome again, guys. What are we going to talk about today, Carlo? What's our
So
topic for
today,
this?
So our topic for this episode is, as I said last time, will be the effects of air and plastic pollution towards our, local communities and the planet itself.
Yes, pretty much. I think I read about it in the internet that air pollution really affects in many affects all things, of course, and specifically it is very harmful, especially to our bodies, considering we inhale, of course, it's air pollution, of course, considering that there's too much carbon dioxide, too much bacteria in this air, it's going to help our affect our health, considering of course. And then in the environment, it will reduce the visibility and such. Considering, of course, what happened even last year, or like what I said before in the previous episode, uh, in the New Year's, there's like a big smog that happened during in the New Year, considering because of many people having too much fireworks, of course.
Mm.
Do you remember that? Do you remember
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
Carlo?
yeah. I remember that.
And yeah, aside from that, other things as well to consider is considering its air pollution, it will create very much smoke. And other than that, it's going to block the sunlight, of course. It will, causing that, it will block, once the sunlight's blocked, it's going to, what we call this, prevent sunlight from entering, of course. This will decrease our chances of getting the energy that we need. What do you call that? Vitamin C, if that's the thing. Yeah, I forgot. Anyways, other than that, it will reduce the impact on. It will reduce the sunlight's effect on the plants, considering it's of course photosynthesis. It's the proteins for these plants. You don't, diba? As
Yeah.
I said, and yeah, pretty much that's basically it in how it affects the environment of our air pollution. How about you? What is your intake on air pollution and how it affects the environment,
Well,
Carlo?
you know how, with air pollution, other than the smoke that's affecting our ozone, um, not our ozone layer, but like the air that we breathe and, the air cycle of plants as well. Because, with all this smoke, nitrogen dioxide or carbon dioxide, these gas emissions,
Mm,
they don't only hurt our air cycle, but of course, as I said earlier, it also affects the ozone layer because um, when we light up fireworks, as you said earlier, we are not just affecting the air that we breathe, but as well as the ozone layer, which helps blocks off radiation from the sun,
true.
and because of that as well, because of the fireworks as well, we can also dwell on to other problems that are being caused by our yearly practice of making fireworks explode, such as
Yeah,
global temperature is rising, so the glaciers are melting, the polar ice caps are melting, which also causes the water levels to rise. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the air pollution. So of course, many animals will also be affected.
yes,
Their ecosystems will be really really affected in a negative way. So um, in that situation, I think I'm not saying that fireworks are really really bad. I mean, of course they're bad, but we like seeing we like seeing them explode in the sky because woo, sparkly sparkly. But
Yeah.
I guess maybe we could lessen the use of fireworks. If I remember correctly, I think there was a law that was passed wherein I think it was during President Duterte's what do you call this? His time
Time,
as president. Yeah,
rain. Yeah, I
yeah. So
can't
his time as
really
president,
remember that.
but I think it was him that passed. Like I'm not sure if it was passed, but I don't think it was that we weren't allowed, or like there are certain areas in the Philippines where they're not allowed to have like fireworks. Yeah, like there are some places in the Philippines where fireworks were like prohibited because of him, which
Yeah, I
is
think
actually
I
really good because um what's something really common, birds. Everywhere you go there are birds. So
yeah,
by making these fireworks, lighting these fireworks, making them explode, it's not just hurting, the air ecosystem, but it's also hurting the birds or the other animals, such as with dogs and cats. They have sensitive hearing and stuff. And but
yeah,
with the birds, let's focus on the birds because they're the air animals. That's where they fly.
yes.
So
And
maybe I'm
considering that
not
they fly in
sure.
the day, the smoke will prohibit their visibility to fly as well. So that's a hindrance to how they, fly to one place to another,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not good. Other than that, I think in terms of the firework ban, just to wrap it up anyway, I think most people are really hard-headed people naman din, I guess. Considering, ayun, there naman, there's the law, but sometimes they really, you know, not really follow it in sort of ways.
Yeah.
But again, there's like, what can we do? Even if we, what do you call this, or what do you call this, prohibit such things, there's always some people who will make these things happen, and what can we do to stop them? It's not like we're the force to be reckoned with. We're just talking about it right now, considering we don't really have the power. We're just here to talk about. And another thing as well, considering that it's about air pollution as well, we might as well talk about the cigarettes that people use, of course, and how the it actually connects to plastic
Plastic
pollution as well.
pollution. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, considering that I don't know how that material, how cigarettes are made. I don't know it's plastic or such, but let's just assume it's plastic-ish
It's actually
in a
paper.
way. Oh, paper. Maybe not really related, but let hear me out. Considering, of course, uh, of course, cigarettes. They are made of sorts of materials like I think it's nicotine that's going to be a bit of a health issue in terms of inhaling for us humans, considering nicotine is bad for our lungs, and it
Yeah,
will like make considering I think from what I searched in the online, it gives us cancer, actually lung cancer to be specific, and of course cancer it's very hard to deal with, so really it's going to be a struggle for people to have that, especially with people who have an addiction to certain cigarettes, because of course cigarettes sometimes relieves us of our daily struggles that we have. But what's the choice? We struggle every day in order to what do you call this? In order to meet ends meet in any certain way, and sometimes we just gotta use what we use. Anyways, I don't know if there's a ban for cigarettes, certain cigarettes. I think there is, but I'm not really familiar with it. I think it pertains to some cigarette packets that's not banned for the Philippines. I have no idea really. But another thing is there's also the vape, but I'm not really
Mm.
100% sure it's what do you call this safe for us, considering it's I mean it's same as in the same sequence as the cigarettes, but again it's still emitting air pollution to the environment, which is kind of what do you kind of affecting us, of course. And I guess it probably affects our health, but some sellers of like vape like says that sometimes it's more safe than the cigarettes that we buy in the convenience stores. But I'm not sure about that. I'm not the one who's selling it, so not really mind to it. What's your own opinion on it? What's your own opinion?
Well, my own opinion on this, aside from it's affecting our health, I mean, from what I've seen, there are like disposable vapes out there, and I think that's like also, you know, since we're talking about plastic pollution now, since it's like, let's say that it will last you like 3 months. I'm not sure about vapes, but let's say one disposable vape lasts you 3 months. Um, so that would mean that every 3 months you're buying a new disposable vape, which
That's
is
true.
I think it's made of plastic, and of course there's electronics inside that that they it make the vape the yeah it how it's the electronics inside that make the vape work. So if you're going to use a vape, a disposable one, and let's say every 3 months you get a new one, you're not just contributing to air pollution, but you're also contributing to plastic pollution, because even though it's that small, it's still made of plastic, and there's still a lot inside that's non-biodegradable. They say
Yeah,
plastic
pretty much.
lasts up to like 100 years.
Maybe even more. I think.
Yeah.
I think. And considering the Filipino people who rarely dispose like waste, not saying all, of course. I'm saying there are some people who like what they call this, dispose their trash in a not good way, in a certain way. Improper is what I'm going to say. They
Yeah, yeah,
improperly
yeah.
dispose their trash. So sometimes when I walk to the campus, you usually see sometimes trash all over the place. And sometimes it's like cigarette packets. Well, it's a good thing that that's only a few sometimes, but there's still more that you can see in the area that is near the campus. What can we do about those stupid, uh, uh, hard-headed people, I guess? And I guess that's my opinion on it. Not really much. And moving on, I guess we can also talk about the what we call this plastic pollution. Yes, it's on the effects of plastic pollution is like, of course, considering it's a thousand years or 100 years of like to be degraded or like uh to break down, and considering it's discarded. Uh, Normally of course, knowing people, they discard trash improperly, and yeah, a lot of trash seen everywhere. Considering, although there are some places that I think like what do you call this, have like restrictions on there, or like laws that prevent people from throwing trash, making it so that they're kind of strict, but sometimes there's like the people who's like really hard-headed to do this. How many times have I said hard-headed right now? if I have a lot of sense right now or hard-headed, then I would probably be rich right now, or probably $1,000, perhaps. But going back, wait, can you still hear me?
Yeah,
By
yeah,
the
I
way.
can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, okay. As I was saying, by the way, considering plastic waste is very hard to break down, it's being discarded everywhere, and considering the people that we have, it damages like the marine life, as you can see. I think as uh, plastic bottles can be usually seen floating amongst the waves of the ocean, and also sometimes I think I watched a movie where a sea turtle was like what they call this. I can't really remember, but a sea turtle or like a penguin had a sort of plastic ring where I think it's from ano, beer cans. I think
Mm.
I can't really remember the movie. I think about penguins, yeah. But the point is, I think it pertains to there that there's a plastic ring holding onto the penguin's neck, making it hard for the penguin to breathe. So it really reflects the environment that we have right now. And I think there's I don't know if it's real, but I think there's like plastic in the Pacific Ocean. I'm not sure. Have you heard about that? There's like
Yeah, yeah. I
plastic
think there's like an island made of plastic. Is that what
made
you're
of
talking
plastic
about?
bottles. Yeah, I think I heard about it in sort of reviews. So like it's going to really affect the coral reefs that's living under the Pacific Ocean and stuff. I'm not sure if it's any ocean, but I think it's the Pacific Ocean. And yeah, pretty much it's going to really affect the environment there, and considering the sea life that's literally under it. Lot of fish, sea 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 corals that's going to damage the. It's really not really messed up, man. It's really messed up.
It really is.
I know. I mean, I don't really know how it impacts the human health, but what do you think? What do you think, man?
Well, honestly, I don't really mind. Not it's not that I don't like humans, but like ourselves, I think humans are like the least of our problems. I think
No.
animals are more important because without them, we won't be able to eat. So in with plastic pollution and air pollution, we're harming their ecosystems more, rather than our own. Because as humans, we can always create artificial ecosystems for ourselves. But with these animals, they can only rely on us.
It's
So
true.
if they go extinct and we can't, bring them back, then it's going to be our fault because we didn't listen to the warnings people have been giving out, like such as this podcast and the art that you post, because you know every life matters. Even simple bees matter because if we didn't have bees, um our flowers wouldn't be able to bloom. So even the
Or
smallest
properly, yeah.
insects, yeah, so even the smallest insects have really really big roles in the animal kingdom. And I think we should take into account that you know um these animals, not only are we relying on them to survive because we eat them and they make our food as well, but it's just sad that humans got ignorant and started these plastic and air pollutions. And also our plants, they also get affected. Actually, I think plants are the most affected ones because you
How do
know
you say so, my friend?
because if you're going to look at it, if it's the air pollution, there is the air cycle, but I
Mm-hmm.
guess that even plants have limits too. And with the plastic pollution, since there's just plastic everywhere you go. um I think that hurts the plants, like their root systems and all. And it's just, yeah, it's just that, like, we should
Yep,
be
I agree.
more responsible for our
Open-minded.
actions. Yeah.
Yes, and open-minded as well, in order for us to change these environments. But I guess that's probably the next episode for this podcast. I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
How will
that's going to
we
be the
help?
next episode.
Oof, I think I spoiled it.
No,
Anyways,
no, no, no. The next episode, you can tell the people what the next episode is going to be about.
anyways, so I think this is going to wrap up with everything that we told anyways. So our final messages for everyone here. There's going to be the next episode that's going to happen within next week, and the topic for that episode is going to be about how will we able to help this conundrum. How will we prevent? What can we do? How will we do it? And how will we prevent these environmental issues from developing even further, from hurting us, hurting humans, hurting the environment in many sorts of ways? And yeah, pretty much. Do you have any final words right there?
I don't have to say anything else. I just want to say that you know everyone should be responsible for everything. If you have a small piece of trash, put it in your pocket. If you have a bag and you have a big piece of trash, put it in your bag first. Um, as much as possible, let's lessen our carbon emissions that hurt the our air cycle, and that contributes to air pollution. And that's it. This is episode 2 of the Forecast podcast. And bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Thank you guys.